Hello and thanks for checking out my video on the A7RV. I only had the camera for a short time before I had to hand it over to Mark Gaylor. So I went down to the local beach and got some wildlife down there, checking out this little guy on the rocks. This photo was shot with the 200-600mm lens at 1/1/250th of a second, f9 ISO 640, full frame raw. I used a 1.4 teleconverter as well, so the focal length was at 840mm equivalent, cropping in to a 4K crop here. Nice and sharp image. Yeah, really good looking stills out of this camera. Obviously 61 megapixel sensor is great for cropping in. This next little guy doesn't look so happy, a bit of a grumpy face on this one, but this was also shot with the 200-600mm lens. Once again at 1/250th of a second, f9. This is at ISO 1000 in the medium raw setting, so it's an APS-C crop. So I've got a focal length equivalent of 900mm, just a bit different from the previous shot here. And once again, cropping into a 4K crop. Because we're shooting with the APS-C crop mode, though, we're not cropping as much, but still a great sharp looking image out of the camera. Next up here we have a vertical shot. This was a handheld test of the 8 stops of IBIS. So this was shot early in the morning. It's 1/5 of a second, f4 ISO 400. Once again, full frame raw, 105mm on the 24-105G. And we're going to have a look here at some more cropping, so 4K crop and a full HD crop as well. So really making use of that 61 megapixel sensor. So cropping into 4K, we can see there's no shakes, no blurs from being handheld, even at 1/5 of a second. And cropping even further in to be able to read the writing on the door there of this beacon, just to show that there is no movement in the frame, even at 1/5 of a second handheld in vertical mode, which is always a bit of an issue for me. So for portraiture, that's going to be great. Now this shot here is I did a 16 image pixel shift. So this is where I say, do as I say, not as I do. If you're going to do pixel shift multi shooting, don't do 2-second exposures when the clouds and water is moving as much as this image is. ISO 50, 26mm, it was 16 images being shot, but the actual size of the image there is 19,000 pixels on the long edge. That's 1.6 meters or 63 inches. So it's a massive image. So massive that we can take a 6K crop out of this file and get that full size shot of the beacon there at 6K. So 16 image pixel shift is a massive file. Just thing to be aware of, and you can probably see it in this image here, is a bit of tearing in the sky and on the water, because at 2-second intervals, that's just too much for the pixel shift to work. And obviously we want to check out the video features as well. So here we have some XAVCS-I 4K 50p footage from down at the local lake with the swamp hens that I've been shooting quite a lot of recently. So this was shot at 50p, but the footage has not been slowed down. So XAVCS-I 4K was shot in S-Log3, and I've graded it with the A709 LUT. So just a quick conversion LUT, just to have a quick look at the footage. And next up we have the XAVC HS 8K. This is at 25p. So the previous shot was a 4K 50p looking sharp. This is 8K compressed down to 4K. Should also be looking very sharp. This was shot in S-Cinetone, so no need to do any color grading there. This is straight out of the camera. So hopefully that gives you a good look at what the 8K is like. It was a pretty windy day when I was down there, so it's a bit of you'll see a bit of shaking going on. So I did the best I could, but that is the 8K footage straight out of the camera with no color grading at all, just the S-Cinetone profile. Next up we have the artificial intelligence for autofocus. Obviously it's a major part of this new camera. With the video, the stills in the video that I did, obviously I had it in the animal and bird mode most of the time, but there is a lot of changes you can make within the autofocus system. You can choose which part of the animal you want to focus on, the eye, the head, the body. You can choose one of those. You can have all 3 set, so the camera will pick whichever one it's got the most best chance of focusing on. Obviously, you can have just animal, just bird. You can choose insect as well. They also added in the new car and train autofocus features as well as aeroplane, and also the real-time tracking for humans is always excellent. That's now been improved even more with the human pose estimation system. So yeah, plenty to choose from in the new autofocus features as well. But that's my very quick, very short look at the A7R5. If you want a very long, very detailed look, I'd say go and check out Mark Gaylor's video. And I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.